Hello people of the world, and welcome to today's episode of Coffee Chats with Jax. You guys, today I want to talk about something that I do talk about quite a bit, but it is my personal deep belief that this is something that if it's done right, and if it is done with the right heart and in the right ways, it is something that can absolutely change the world. One of the most life-giving sources that is on this earth, and that is something called friendship. Friendship is one of my favorite things about this world, you guys. I don't know if I'd still be here if it wasn't for friendships that really are done right and done in the right way. And I don't know if it's just me and my personality, but the conversations that I have with my friends really shape a lot of my life and shape a lot of the way that I interact with the rest of the world. You guys, I have seen / had 3 distinct types of friends that communicate and conversate differently when it comes to like hard conversations. And there's one kind that I've seen and experienced that really just in those hard conversations just tells the other person exactly what they want to hear. They say whatever's going to make the other person feel good, whether that's based out of fear of conflict, whether that's based out of fear of being wrong, whether that is just wanting to build the other person up so that the other person likes them more. I don't know what the motives are. It could really be anything, but I've seen this friendship a lot in the world, and as great as it is to have empathy with somebody, I think that that is a huge, very key factor in friendships, is the power of being able to say, hey, me too, let's empathize together, let me sit here with you. Because that's a beautiful thing, and that's definitely an important part of friendship, but there's something wrong that happens when you stay there, and when you sit and you allow someone to sit in that, I don't know if it's like a self-pity mindset, or if it's like a victimized mindset, or when in reality, that's not healthy because you just keep each other there. You keep each other low so much that you become bitter. And I've seen this happen. Like I said before, empathy is amazing and it's so good to be there for someone in that. But when you stay there and you're just constantly agreeing with what the other person is saying because you're scared to have a hard conversation, that's not really friendship. Friendship is meant to bring life and light and growth. Friendship's about growing together, and that's not there. So then I've had another kind of friendship where I have experienced this a lot in my life, and I don't know if that's because of my personality or not, but I've had friends in the past that have really enjoyed telling me what to do to the max, but in a way where it's like I would come to them with a problem. There wasn't really any empathy or love or sitting there and validating that, hey, I've actually been hurt. There was just a lot of, you need to do this, and this is how you need to do your life, and I'm right, you're wrong, this is what you should do. In a sense where it was just very controlling, and it was very much like, I know more than you because maybe I'm older than you, or maybe I'm smarter than you, and we're just gonna tell you what to do. And in their mind it could be like, oh, I wanna help this person grow, or oh, I want to make this person better, or I don't know, mentor this person, when honestly that's a whole other thing. That's not friendship either, guys. That's just this deranged, sort of trying to be a mentorship relationship, and that's not good. There's not really a connection there, and I don't think that that would have growth either. At least in my history with that, there wasn't growth from that, and there wasn't life from that. It was just someone trying to act like a parent. That's necessary. It's necessary, like I said, to help someone grow and to tell people the truth and to be blunt and be like, this is how it is. But when that is standalone without the empathy and the love the first example had in full, then that's not friendship either. Just yesterday I had a conversation with one of my best friends ever, and this conversation could have easily become number 1 or number 2 in that list. Basically, I came to this person with hey, this is my problem that yes, I was validated to be heard in. And in my past, when I've had similar problems to this, normally people have just kind of oh man, that sucks. Stay mad, let's be mad together, and kind of sit there. And this friend yesterday, what she did, she validated my pain. She's like, yeah, that sucks. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. And she sat with me and talked with me, but it didn't just stop there, because she decided that she wanted to be honest with me because she loved me. And it was so clear that the reason she was being honest about steps that I could take to move forward, steps that I could take to not sit in this pain, to not sit in this kind of hurt that I was feeling, but instead, I don't know, there were things that I could do to grow in that. Not to say that I wasn't validated to be hurt, but there were steps that I could take to grow, because you guys, we're all validated to be hurt about something. But we can't sit there, we can't just let that be our story. We can't let bitterness take over. We have to move forward, and this friend knew that, and she loved me, and she wanted me to be able to move forward, so she was honest with me about that. And because she showed me that empathy and she leveled with me and she was there and she understood, her honesty meant something. That's friendship. That's where life is. That's where growth is. And it was so cool. It's not always comfortable. These conversations are hard. They're uncomfortable. And I know that I tend to run from uncomfort. I tend to run from conflict. And in my past, conversations that involve anything but like peace and everyone's cool, sometimes that ends with end of relationship. It has in my life and it's not fun. But just because that's happened doesn't mean we shouldn't try to live in a world where we aren't afraid to be honest with each other, because there's no growth without that. That's why I'm so thankful for this friendship that is both empathy and honesty. Just like we are thankful for both grace and truth, grace on its own, it's not just grace alone, you guys. It's not just truth alone. I've talked about that before. It's grace and truth together. That's where life is found. It's forgiveness and mercy with structure and justice and righteousness. Because standing alone, it doesn't work, but together it is powerful. Is everything. Just like in friendship, honesty and love, they go together. We can't go around with the intention of controlling people thinking that we know better. But we can't be afraid to help each other grow in the midst of pain or in the midst of anything. Whether we're validated to feel upset or not, there's got to eventually be a step forward, or you're just going to sink lower and lower into more of a self-pity, sad trap. Self-pity and bitterness is poison. We have got to step forward eventually, and we need people to help us do that. We need each other. Thank you for watching this video. I love you. I hope that something in there made sense. If you want to keep this conversation going, then please go check out my Patreon page. That's where you can get more involved in what I am doing and see more sneak peeks and exciting things happening over there, where we could keep talking about this stuff because it matters. I want to use these videos to bring light to real things that matter, because there's a lot of crap on the internet. So I want to put some stuff on the internet that's not crap, things that we should actually talk about that are sometimes uncomfortable, but they matter. So let's do it. So let me know what you think, comments below. Also, I just published my first book called Be Free. It's a personal memoir about my journey finding freedom, finding faith and grace in a really broken world. So if you want to go read my story, then the link is in the description box below to buy my book, Kindle or hard copy. I'm working on another one right now. Super pumped. So yeah, I love you. Links below. I'll see you next week.